Hello traders, this is Dave with the Compass Options Live Trading Room, and just putting out a video on some of the customs Compass system trade highlights this week. And we're going to talk about also some potential setups for Monday, which would be 9/19, September 19th. This is being recorded on September 18th. So we'll go into this. Again, I have to do a disclaimer. All the signals and trading opportunities we provide here are orally, written, or electronically. For demonstration and educational purposes only. Trading is very risky, so you should never trade with more money than you can afford to lose. And neither myself or Right Line Trading are licensed financial advisors. For folks who aren't familiar with the Compass system or with our strategy setups in the Compass system, I'll just tell you briefly. We look for breakouts of a dynamic compression zone, which is a compression zone that the Compass system creates. It's dynamic, so it comes and goes during the day to identify zones to break out of. We use Fibonacci reversal candle setups for entering a trade, and we trade in the same direction as the stock's current trend, and we trade in the same direction as the current market trend if there is a current market trend. Otherwise, we just lean on the stocks. We also have a modified Laguerre for the current time frame, which is a Compass system momentum indicator that is an oscillator with the divergence stripped out. And we also have a modified Laguerre multi-time frame, which is also a momentum indicator for multiple time frames with the divergence stripped out. These two indicators together give us a tremendous advantage over most traders because of the fact that we can identify when institutions are in the trade and when they're not. And we only trade when the institutions are trading. And we also look for Bollinger Bandwidth expanding to confirm that the compression is breaking. We also look for stocks that have relative strength or relative weakness to the SPY. And if it's a swing trade, we like to have our intraday chart confirm with the daily chart. So if we were long intraday, we want to be long. We want to have a bullish setup on the daily chart. And we also have to have patience. We wait for the highest probability trade setups and we take them. I have for the Compass system, everybody in the room has the Compass system, which we'll see in a minute. And I have a live trading room where we trade options live every day, Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 4. And this is one we took this week. This is Meta. We took it short. This is the Compass system. These are the indicators. These are very complex information is used to create these, but this is the multi-time frame Laguerre indicator here, and this is the current time frame Laguerre indicator. So when we're going short, like we did on Meta, we want to have all of these lined up as either yellow or red, and they would be blue or green for bullish. So we have Meta here coming out of this dynamic compression zone. I mentioned the dynamic compression zone. This is the dynamic compression zone. This shading right here, as it breaks through there, this is on the daily chart. We actually took it on this day and then took it out, took it overnight and get out the next day. And notice that it just continues on down. A really excellent short setup coming out of that dynamic compression zone. We also traded CL short, coming out of a dynamic compression zone right here with this signal right here. This is what's called a pop out of the box signal or compression breaking. You notice the compression here. This is telling us that the compression is breaking. Here's the dynamic compression zone as well breaking. So we get short here and we traded CL short on here and on here. So we traded it short. And again, notice that even though it's even the setup short, we still need to have all of the Compass indicators set up red or yellow. This tells us that the institutions are in there trading this, and we want to be only trading with the institutions. We don't want to be trading if it's just retail traders driving a trade. So those are two nice ones we took this week. What I'm watching for Monday, just so you'll have some idea. On the bullish side, we're looking at pins, which is Allstate, Win, and Foot Locker long. Not an awful lot of longs. The market is definitely set up short. On the bearish side, we have Meta, which we looked at. We have Baba. We have TXG, the CAR, which is Avis, Cube, Beyond, XPEV, MDB, and W, which is Wayfarer. Now, on the these particular entry criteria on these stocks, if you're looking for long entries, what we look for is we look for the stocks that are long to break over Friday's high and to set up with the high probability trade setup that I mentioned early in the video. So we wait for the Friday's high to be broken, and then we look for a high probability trade setup. For the shorts, we look for Friday's low to be broken, and we trade those with also with the highest probability trade setup that I mentioned before, breaking out of a dynamic compression, Heikin-Arch reversal, compass indicators all showing red or yellow on this particular case. And we try to take the trades that are trading with the market. So if the market is trading down tomorrow, we'd be focused on the shorts. If it's trading long, we'd be shorting on the longs here. If it's trading up. So those are the entry criteria. I'll just drop these slides, so we can take a quick look at the actual charts that we were talking about. Let me switch over to the daily chart. And this is the compass system on the, this is the ES, this is right what it is right now tonight, as the market is, the futures are open and running. So you can trade off of this, of course. You can see the futures are telling us it's bearish right now. This is on the daily. If you looked at the 5-minute for the futures, this is what we would be doing. We'd be setting up a dynamic compression zone right here, and we're just waiting for a break below that dynamic compression zone to go short. The ES is down tonight, so we'd be trading to the short side, but we want a compression break, and we want all of these lined up yellow or red, which they are right now. But what I want to do is just go over the stocks that I talked about in the for tomorrow, and you can watch those tomorrow and see if any of them would be triggered. The first one we're looking at is pins on the daily chart. Oops, let's get the right symbol in there. Is pins right here. Again, we're green across the board. We have this is what's called trend dots. These are the momentum dots for the compass puts out. The stock has been kind of moving up and now pulled back a little bit and starting to break. And we put in just a doji candle on Friday. So a break above Friday's high would be a good entry, and then we would like to get above Thursday's high as well. So that's what we'll be waiting for on pins. On Allstate, again, another nice setup, all green. You see we got institutions. This tells us the institutions are in there buying Allstate right now on a daily. And we have a nice break above Thursday's highs. So we'd be just looking for a break above Friday's high right here, and with a high probability trade setup, and that would be what we would take long. And win, you can see the same thing. Both blue and green are bullish, and our bias is still red down here. So we'd be waiting for this to turn to blue, which it likely will. This confirmation on the bias line is the last one to turn. So I'd be much more focused on these right now, that we've got green on the quant line, the multi-time frame, and the current time frame of the gear, telling us that there's institutional buying going in. We'd be looking for a break over Friday's high and be watching this Thursday's high right here. And notice we're coming out of a dynamic compression zone on the daily on win. And the last one we'll look at is Foot Locker. It's Foot Locker. Again, all green. You get institutional buying here, coming out of a dynamic compression zone right here. And we're looking for a break over Friday's high right here, which would be a pretty nice breakout, and that's where we would go long. So those are the longs that we'll be looking at. Let's take a quick look at the shorts. Meta I showed you just a little bit ago. You can see we broke down out of a dynamic compression zone here on the 13th. It's still heading down, and it's still a short. And we've got red or yellow all the way across the board here, so that we know the institutions are selling Meta right now. So this would give us the ability to take a short once it gets below Friday's low. And the compass system makes it really easy for us to find these setups and to take advantage of them and to skip the ones that aren't set up correctly, that don't have institutions in them. That's one of the big advantages of the compass system, is it will avoid getting us into stocks that the institutions are not in right now. So here's BABA. You see it's breaking down out of a dynamic compression zone on Friday. And right here, we broke down on Thursday, broke down more on Friday. We looked for a break below Friday's low. We're red across the board. So we've got institutional selling very strong on BABA right now. TXG, another dynamic compression zone that has formed when this bearish stock is just trying to break below this dynamic compression zone. So if it breaks below Friday's low right here, it would be an excellent entry for a short on TXG. And notice we're either yellow or red on all the indicators. The current time frame, which would be indicating the daily, is just turned to bearish. The institutions are now selling on the bear side, and they've been selling on the multi-time frame for a while yet. The multi-time frame is measuring 2 additional time frames. On the daily, this would be looking at the 1 day, the 3 day, and the 9 day. And all those together, that tells us that the institutions are driving this trade. You're not going to get that kind of move with retail traders. Here's Avis, another beautiful drop, pop out of the box here, a drop out of dynamic compression with a nice big red candle on Friday. Drop below that little tail on that candlestick right there. You're set up across the board with yellow or red. Easy to trade it short. Cube. Cube. This Cube, again, yellow or red all the way across the board here. Came out of a dynamic compression zone back here on the 14th, 13th. This would have been the perfect entry, but it's still a short setup. And a break below this low from Friday would give you the indication that you could join this as a short. Beyond, we'll take a look at. It's Beyond, came out of dynamic compression zone also on the 13th, dropping steadily, red across the board. It's very, very red. A lot of institutional selling going on here. You notice that trend dots turned yellow and now they're red. This is giving us a bearish indicator. And this is a drop below Friday's low, which wouldn't be much because it closed nearly at its low. So this would be a nice entry for Monday as well. XPEV is another short potential setup. Again, you see the same thing repeated over and over. The dynamic compression zone is creating a break right here. Compass System is putting this in there for us. Compass System is telling us that all the institutions are selling XPEV. So a break below Friday's low would be an entry for us on a short on this one. And you can't play them all, of course. You would just pick the ones you like the best. But these are all really nice setups. And it doesn't take long to find them. I have a scanner that scans for these kind of setups. And this is on right now this is on a daily scanner, but we have a scanner and on the 5-minute time frame, so we can find them intraday to take intraday trades. So MDB, another great short setup. Look at this beautiful red across the board, and pulling down a break below Friday's low would be another really nice trade. And then the last one we're going to have is Wayfarer. And again, dynamic compression zone, a pretty wide dynamic compression zone. Stock breaks below it on Thursday, gaps down on Friday. A lot of institutional selling going on here. Notice that the current time frame was blue, which is a little bit bullish on the Thursday. So you wouldn't be taking it here, but now you would be taking it. Now that it's gone to yellow, that means the institutions are in there selling across the board on this trade. A break below the low of Friday would get you in for a short. So those are the setups for tonight, and this is on the 18th that are basically set up for the 19th and beyond. I mean, we're going to be looking at we obviously going to be looking at stocks every night to see what, but I wanted to just highlight what the Compass System does for you, what we look for in my trading room every day, and if you're interested in that, there'll be a link on here so that you can get some more information on the Compass System and joining the room. So again, thanks very much for your time. I appreciate it, and best of luck trading this week. And don't forget the Fed announcement on 2 o'clock on Wednesday.